start recording. I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to work on this guy here. Work on slide number 2 while I quickly finish up and make sure my attendance is correct. Once you start to get answers for your why, let me know in the chat. Brando, Bridget. Nice job, Avery. Nice job, Jaden. Nice job, Olivia. Alyssa, sorry. Carter, Christmas Carter is here. Courtney is here. Ethan is here. Christmas Carter. Let me just make sure I mark him. Carter. Billy is here. Let's try that again. Faith, Gabby. Isabella, Jaden, Kaylee. Kyle, Lily. Olivia, nice job, Kaylee B. Olivia, Sawyer, Tiana. Olivia, Sawyer. Billy is here as well. Okay, so we're missing Jonah, Diego, and Allie. Perfect. We're taking another 24. Let me know in the chat, what are you getting a y is equal to for this guy here? No problem, Jane Ramos. Not a problem at all. If you have another problem with it, just join back in. And remember that you have access to all of the recordings afterwards, so don't stress out. Okay, here we go. Okay, awesome job there, my friends. I got a lot of awesome answers in the chat. Nice job, Kyle and Sawyer. Nice job, Brando. Nice job, Brandon. I love it. So for this guy here, what did we have to do to figure out what the y was equal to? What did we do? Alyssa Button, do you mind unmuting and letting me know what you did?
I put 3 in for x, and then I made it 3 plus y equals 10. And then I subtracted 3 from each side and got y equals 7.
Very good. So she said that x is equal to 3, so she plugged it in there, and she was left with 3 plus y is equal to 10. And then she said to get that y by itself, we had to do the opposite operation, which the opposite of this 3 here, because it's positive, would be minus 3 on each side. And we would get y is equal to 7. Nice job. These steps, I know that's so good, Keely B. I'm so proud of you. Awesome job, Avery. I'm so proud of you. So the dealio with this, I know that you guys have been being the other day, you guys were so successful with this. So I feel like today is going to be a good day for us. So make sure, even if you had this 100% correct and you just got the answer, I need the steps to be written in here. So all of these steps need to be written in here, whether it's typed in or whether it is you do it on paper and you take a picture and put it in there, okay? So Jonah, we are in the slideshow. Thank you for joining us. I'm so happy that you're here. If anybody has Diego's number, maybe you want to shoot him a text, that might be cool. I'm going to give you another 30 seconds to get this typed in your slides, okay? It is a good way to solve it, right, Kaylee B? Oh, and Kaylee B sort of just used logic, which is good. Kaylee B was like, okay, so I know like this value plus this value needs to equal 10. And she's like, I know my 10 stacks because in first grade, you take probably 3 weeks just learning your 10 stacks. And you said, I know 3 plus what equals 10. I know it's 7. So you can use logic, but in the future, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So you might want to use this strategy more that Alyssa Button was talking about. Plugging it in and solving it, using the opposite operation to get that letter by itself, okay? So in class yesterday, our learning target, I'm going to start to erase. If you need this, you can come back at the end of class, after class today, and you can pull up the recording to go through it, okay? So we're looking at slide number 3. It says, I can use the structures of equations to help me figure out how many solutions the systems of equations will have. So basically what we're doing today is we are solving systems of equations, and we're doing that by substituting or taking a piece and plugging it in to solve for X, and then we're gonna solve for Y. Let me just mark Diego down. Okay, awesome job. So let's take a look at where we left off yesterday. I said at the end of class yesterday that we were gonna start back on G. 90% of the time when I say we're gonna do that to start the next day, I usually forget and I never usually bring it over, but today I remembered. So let's take a look at what we finished our day with yesterday. Okay, so here is the dealio. I was looking at how we solved these on Friday, and I said to myself, if I was in 8th grade and I was expected to show all this work, I would need sort of something to structure it, to keep everything organized. So what I decided to do and what I sort of created last night was this sort of box here to keep everything organized, okay? So I have a column where we solve for X, where you can type out your steps like I did here, or you can take a picture and insert it in. Then I put a spot for solving for our Y, because we remember final solutions are written as X comma Y, okay? So I made a nice little form that we can sort of get everything all organized with, okay? Okay, so let's take a look at where we started on, where we left off on Friday, because we were talking on Friday about, for a majority of class, we were looking at ones where we had like Y is equal to 3, just a value. But then we sort of pulled out this idea of now the Y is going to be equal to like a 3x. So we're still going to use that idea of taking this and plugging it in and solving, but it's just going to get a little bit more complicated, okay? So when we looked at this guy yesterday, we said this first equation was pretty simple and we had a Y is equal to, right? So then we took what it was equal to, this 3x, and we're going to plug it in for the Y in the second equation, okay? And that's what I rewrote down here. I rewrote this second equation, plugging 3x in for my Y. So I'm going to rewrite it next door just so we can see it a little bit better. X is equal to -2 parentheses 3x plus 56. So the reason that I put my 3x in parentheses is because I'm plugging that in. And whenever we plug things in, we want to put that piece in parentheses so that we remember that when it gets bigger, we're going to have to do some distribution, okay? So when I do that, I multiply my -2 times 3. I get x is equal to, how many x's am I left with? -2 times 3 is what?
-6.
Very good. A -6x plus my 56. And I have this written down, so you don't necessarily need to write it, but I just want to go through the steps that we did in class, okay? So then we said to ourselves, I need to get my x's. I have an x on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Before I can figure out what my x is, I need to get them all to the same side. Yes, go ahead, Jonah. And we need to figure out, nice job, Avery. Nice job. So we're going to say to ourselves, close, Avery, but wait a moment, okay? So we're going to say to ourselves, I need to get my x's all to one side. So I'm going to say which one is smaller. My -6x is smaller, so I'm going to undo that, move it to the other side with adding 6x. When I do that, I'm going to get an x plus 6 more is going to get me 7x is equal to our 56. The 7 is attached to the x through what?
Multiplication.
Very good, Avery. So to undo that multiplication, we need to divide by 7 on both sides. And we're going to get an x is equal to how much? Very good, Avery. It's going to be an 8. Okay. So here's the dealio with these. Listen, you can type them in. You can type your work in. These boxes made it a little bit easier for if you wanted to do that because it was all sort of like segmented. Or you can keep doing it on paper and insert your pictures as you go. Okay. So now we know that our x is equal to 8. I need to figure out what my y is equal to. So which one of these, your question, once you're going to figure out what your y is equal to, you're going to ask yourself the question, which one of our equations is simpler? The first one here or the second one here? Nice job, Avery. Very good. The first one is simpler. So we're going to take this 8 and we're going to plug it into the simpler equation. So we're going to type it in here. We're going to say y is equal to 3x. And we know that x is equal to 8. So I can rewrite this as y is equal to what? What do we think? Very good, Bridget. It's going to be a 3 and then parentheses 8. Okay. 3 times 8. Yes, Avery, very good. So then I need to multiply to get y is equal to how much? How much is y equal to? Very good, Avery. It's equal to 24. I have my x value. I have my y value. I need to write it as a final solution of x, comma, y. What is my final solution going to be? Yes, Avery, nice job, Bridget. Nice job, Jaden Ramos.
8, 24.
Okay, let's see what people, let me see what people are still thinking in the chat. Nice job, Alyssa Button. What do we think? Do we agree with what she just said? Very good, Avery. We would write it as an ordered pair of x, comma, y, 8, comma, 24. You need to put it in parentheses. You need to put a comma in between your two numbers. So it needs to look exactly like this right here. It needs the parentheses and your comma in between the two numbers. Okay? I'm going to give you 20 seconds to make sure that everything is typed in here, because the only thing you really need to type in here, because I already did the first half for you, is this piece right here in your final solution. So take 20 seconds right now to finish copying that in, whether it's on paper or whether it's on an image that you're inserting. Mr. Man, it's having itchy today. I think I got bit by something, you guys. I'm having an allergic reaction to something. I don't know. Okay. Let's take a look at H now. Slide number 5. Slide number 5. Oh my goodness. Okay. So
Can I do the work and insert all the pictures in at the end?
yes, you can do that. That works. Okay. Let's take a look at these two equations here. I have number 1 and I have number 2, which I just labeled. Which one of these equations is simpler that you might want to do the plugging with, like plug in? The first one or the second one? Are you gonna, let me ask this again. Let me put it another way. Would I want to take this and plug it in for X here? Or would I want to take this and plug it in for Y in the first one?
Take that and plug it into Y.
Very good. Because this guy here is nice and small and short, this piece, this plugging in piece. So So we're gonna take this negative 2x and we're gonna plug it in for y in the first equation. So we're not always gonna plug into the second equation. We're going to pick the one that is simpler, and then we're gonna take it and plug it in, okay? So if I rewrite this, I'm gonna come down here, I'm gonna be plugging into the first equation, so I'm gonna write it down. X is equal to 2y minus 15, okay? So we know that y is equal to what? What can I plug in here?
Negative 2x.
Very good. So I'm going to take this negative 2x and I'm going to plug it in for the y. And remember, when I plug things in, I have to put them in what?
Parentheses.
Very good, Avery. I have to put them in parentheses. So I'm going to have x is equal to 2 times negative 2x minus 15. Oh my goodness. She was crazy teaching today. Very good. And then when I do my multiplication here, because I have, it looks like this, right? Very good. I'm gonna have, I can rewrite this as x is equal to what?
Negative 4.
Yep.
X minus 15.
Very good. Negative 4x. Good thing. I love, this is what I love. Let me point out all the things that I love. First thing I love that she put this negative sign. Second thing I love even more is that she said negative 4x. Very good. And then she brought down that minus 15. So I actually love 3 things about what she just said, because she said her negative attached to the 4. She said the x was attached to the 4, and then she also brought this negative 15 down, remembering to bring the sign. There was a lot of things that I loved about that answer, Olivia. Awesome job. So I'm just gonna rewrite that because I was like, it looked a little bit funky dunky. Minus 15. Good. So what is my next move to get the x's by themselves? What am I gonna do here?
Add.
I would add
And which
4x
one?
to the other x
And why do you say that?
to get the x by itself.
Good. We want to get the x by itself. So you look for the x that is what?
Smaller.
Very good, Avery. We look for the x that's smaller. And this guy, this negative 4x is smaller. So we're going to add the negative, the opposite of minus 4x is adding 4x. Nice job, Jaden Ramos. So we're going to add 4x to each side. Okay. So how many x's am I going to have on the left-hand side then? If I have an x and then I add 4 more, how many am I going to have?
5x.
Very good. Nice job. Because an x plus 4 more is 5x. 5x is equal to what's left on the right-hand side. Nice job, Bridget.
Minus 15.
Minus 15. You cannot forget the sign because the sign is attached to the 15. Negative 15. Very good. So then if we look at what Bridget said we have to do next, she said that this 5 is attached to the x through multiplication. So to undo that, she said we have to divide by 5 on both sides. Divide by 5, divide by 5. I'm going to get an x is equal to how much?
3.
Nice. What was it, Avery?
3.
Very good. What kind of 3, Olivia?
Negative 3.
Very good, because we have a negative 15 here. So negative 15 divided by 5 gets me a negative 3. So I have an x of negative 3. I'm done. That's my final solution. Yes.
No.
Oh no, what do I have to calculate next?
The y value?
The y value, yes, Kaylee V, nice job on that one too. I know that was Olivia that was just speaking, but Olivia said it in the chat, or Kaylee B said it in the chat as well. So I have to find my y value, yes, Kaylee V. So which one of these equations is simpler? First one or second one?
So y equals to no negative 2x.
Boom, this is the guy that I'm gonna use to find out what my y is equal to. So I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna first write it in this equation here. I'm gonna say y is equal to negative 2x. We know that x is equal to negative 3, so we can rewrite it as y is equal to what? Nice job, Bridget.
-2, and then in parentheses, -3.
Very good, negative 3. And when you multiply -2 times -3, Diego, what do you get? What do you get, Diego? Bummer, bummer. Courtney Hare, what do you get when you multiply? Y is equal to how much? What do you think, Courtney Hare? You can let me know in the chat, buddy. I know sometimes you don't like to shout out. What do you think, Courtney Hare? What are we gonna get? Very good, Olivia Webster. 2, -2 times -3. 2 times 3 we know is 6. And if we think about a negative times a negative, we're not adding them, Courtney. Remember, when we're outside, when we're parentheses, we multiply. Okay? Does that make sense, Courtney? So then 2 times 3 is 6. And what kind of 6 is it gonna be?
Positive.
A positive 6, because a negative times a negative is a positive. So it's going to be a positive 6. And then if I write the final solution, x comma y, what am I going to get for a final solution here? X comma y, what am I going to get?
-3, 6.
Very good. And Jaden, make sure you throw that in parentheses, my dude. -3, 6. X comma y, -3, 6. Very good. Nice job. I'm going to leave this up for a moment. If you finished, what I want you to do is I want you to open up the link on slide number 6. Okay, where it says link, I want you to open that guy up. And then you can come back to the slideshow. Okay, I'm going to leave this up for another 10 seconds, and then we're going to move on to the last one for today, which I think I'm going to have you guys work on independently. Oh my gosh, Mr. May is definitely itching today. Awesome job. Let's take a look at this edge elastic. It's the same exact thing that we've been doing. It's just like online. So, I mean, more online than this one is. Okay, so if we look at the edge elastic, let me tell you what we're doing here. Okay, so it says that we need to use this system for the following question. You need to solve this system of equations. So I gave you a space on the slideshow to do the work out there. So we're going to come back to the slideshow and we're going to solve it there. And then we're going to bring and put our answers in here afterward. Okay. So our system, if we come back to the slideshow, I'm going to start to erase this guy here. If you didn't get it, you need to go back to the video of the recording afterwards. So we come back here, and the system that we're dealing with is y is equal to 2x, and x is equal to -y plus 6. My question to you, first one or second one, which is the one that we're going to take and plug in? The first one or the second one? Are we going to take and plug into the other one?
I think the first one,
Alyssa Button, why do you think that?
because it's just like 2x and we could plug it in for y.
Very good. We can take this piece right here because it's simpler and we can plug it in for our y here. So in this box where it says solve for x, we're going to type it out. We're going to say x is equal to negative y plus 6. And then we're going to plug it in on the next step. So first, I like to just write the equation we're plugging into. Then I hit enter and I start to plug things in. How would I write this after I plug it in? Carter Mario, help me out. How would I rewrite this after I plug in 2x for the y? What do we think, Carter? And how would you rewrite it? What would it be rewritten as? What is equal to, oh, he's typing, give him a second. Okay, very good, yes, very good. So it would be x is equal to, but we want to make sure that we put that 2x in parentheses. So we have that negative, and we're going to say parentheses 2x plus 6. So if I have a negative outside my parentheses, what's going to happen to that 2x? It's going to turn into what kind of 2x?
A negative 2x?
A positive?
It's because, so if we take, so it's like saying negative 1, right? If we multiply negative 1 times 2x, that's going to turn it into a what kind of 2x? Very good, Bridget. Yes, it's going to be a negative. Yes, nice job, Kaylee B. Nice job, Bridget. It's going to be a negative 2x plus 6. Okay, so because there's a negative sign outside, it's like multiplying by negative 1, which gets me a negative 2x plus 6 is equal to x. So I need to get my x's all to where?
One side.
One side. In which, don't shout out yet, which of these x's am I going to move? Let me know in the chat. Which one is smaller? Nice job, Bridget. Nice job. Let's see who else. Let me see. Nice job, Courtney here. Yes, girl. Active participant today. Very good, Bridget. She gave me which one, and she told me how we're going to do it. So which one of these guys is smaller? This negative 2x. And the way that I undo a negative 2x is by doing what?
Adding.
Very good, by adding 2x to each side. And how many x's am I going to be left with here?
3x.
Very good, because I have 1, and then I add 2 more, so I have 3x is equal to 6. How do I get my x by itself? The 3 is attached to the x through what?
Divide.
Very good, nice job.
Multiplication.
Very good, Alyssa Button. It's attached through multiplication, so we're going to do what?
Divide.
Very good. We're going to divide by 3 on each side to get an x that's equal to what? Nice job, Bridget.
2.
Yes, Diego. Nice job, my dude. X is equal to, oh, that was, who was that? That was Sawyer? I'm sorry.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Very good, Kaylee B. She said we're going to divide because division undoes multiplication. Very good. So I know that my x is equal to 2. Which equation am I going to choose to plug into to find out what my y is? Which one's easier, simpler? First one or second one? Very good, Avery. So I'm going to take this first one because it is simpler, not just because it's the first one. I'm going to say it's simpler. Like I did with the other one, I'm going to rewrite it. Y is equal to 2x. Then I'm going to plug it in. Very good, Bridget. I'm going to rewrite it as y is equal to 2 parentheses, plug in my 2 for my x. And because we put it in parentheses so that we don't lose any meaning here. Y is equal to what value? Nice job, Olivia. Nice job. Very good. 2 times 2 is 4. What's my final solution going to be? Final solution.
2, 4.
Very good, Olivia. 2, 4. Okay, so we got our final solution. Don't leave yet, please. Don't leave yet. We need to come back into the edge elastic. If you hit that link, or if you come back up to it here, you're going to write the X value in here. So you're going to put a 2. You're going to scroll down. What is your Y value? It's a 4. Very good, Kaylee B. And then for your explanation, you're going to say work on slides. Okay, so you're going to say your work is on the slides in order to get full credit for this guy here. Okay, once you do that, you're going to hit the submit button because that'll send it to me so that I can rate it. Okay, so you don't need to put anything in parentheses on this one because we did them separately. Yes, so the first one, the X is equal to 2 because that's what we found on the slides. X is equal to, the X value in the solution is 2. The Y value is 4. And then the work is on the slides. I'm going to go back to the slides just in case you need the answers or the work again. The work needs to be inputted in here, whether it's a picture or you type it, but it needs to get in here somehow. I'm going to put this recording up at the end of class today at 11, and then we can fix anything that you need to, okay? Your afternoon work. Yes, go ahead.
If I insert a picture underneath like solve for Y, do I have to write the final solution too at the bottom?
Nope, you can just insert your work there. Yep. Okay, so it might say that it's wrong, but I don't know why. I have to go in and I'll check the answers. But if you got the 2 and the 4, then you're all set. Okay. So your afternoon work, listen closely. Linked on slide number 7. This is the most important activity you will do in the afternoon for the next 3 months. This is the most important one. So you need to watch that whole video, completing them alongside me for 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay? So you're watching that video to complete 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay? It's the most important one that you're going to do all year. So please make sure that you get that video watched. Super important, okay? If you have questions, you can email me today. I'm not going to have the ability to do a session after school though, because I have meetings until 4:30. Literally back to back to back to back to back to back to back. So I will see you guys tomorrow. If you have questions for me, please email me. If it's hard, we can set up a time this evening and we can go from there.
When does next class start?
Right now, actually, right now.
Okay, bye.
10:30.
Bye.
Bye, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. I miss you. Bye. Nice job, Brandon. Nice job, Jonah. Bye, guys. Okay, so I'll leave it up, Jonah. You can stay in for like 2 more minutes while I let the other class in, and I will. So you keep going. I'm just gonna let the other class in to get it written down or get started. Okay. Hi, guys. Oh my goodness, Miss Jermaine is itchy. She's got something going on with her leg. Fizza. I'm going